Taurus, welcome. Doing your heart spread. It's for mid-August 2021, and thanks for joining me. If you haven't seen the heart spread before, it just reads in the shape of a heart, 8-card spread, and it reads who's on your mind, who's in your heart. Singles can work for you too. It needs you just to intuit a little bit. In the number 2 position of the other is going to be your future person. I'll call it out if I can see a single energy. Sometimes the heart spread it's just not a relationship at all, and it becomes like a singles reading, and then everything just defaults to you, Taurus. If that happens, we'll see. It hasn't happened in a while, so give me a thumbs up. Appreciate it. Appreciate you subscribe. I want to get to 1,000 so we do these live. Also, there's up today, and I would encourage you to watch Friday's Soul Tribe reading. If you're tracking along at all with this, there's a lot going on with Lionsgate. I'm on the other side of the portal. It's so clear to me right now. I'm just exhausted, but it's happy. That's amazing. It's right on time for me. I hope it is for you. Some of those readings might put this in some better perspective. They're not that long. All last week was just on fire with the Soul Tribe readings, and appreciate it. All right, let's see. Taurus, in the name of light and love, so it serves the greatest good. What can Spirit tell us about our Taurus friends in terms of love and relationship here? Who's on your mind? One more time. Taurus. Okay, using the Gilded Tarot, if anybody goes darn. My oldest deck, a little beat up, I love it. Okay. Alright, this is you. Like it. Knight of Swords, where your mind is at, where your heart is at, and in around relationships, guys. So, charging in. You are facing away from the reading, though. Keep that in mind. But it's hard not to read a Knight of Swords in this position as somebody that's, I mean, this could be someone on a dating site too, but it's someone who's taking action. Knights are always action. It could speak to air Mars as well, which you could have. You might have a Gemini Mars, not uncommon with Taurus. Which is all about taking action through words. Many Gemini Mars got a sharp tongue. They can defend themselves with their communication. But you would be someone that if you're cross-watching for the Taurus, typically with the Knight of Swords, it's the truth and nothing but the truth. If anything, it's like a little hard. You may not couch it in pretty words, although you think a Taurus would. Usually, Taurus ruled by Venus tends to be very Venusian. But you're fired up about somebody here. Let's see who that is. Judgment. Now your person's coming in with the major arcana in their position of where they're at, where their mind and heart is at in terms of relationships. Judgment. So I don't think this is so much about the relationship yet. It might be though. When you come to them and you say, I'm in, I'm all in, or whatever it is, I'm coming, I'm into you, we're going to do this. The Knight of Swords could be, I love you. It'd be more like, I fucking love you, don't you understand that? Okay? And I think, they might be in some position where they're having to, it wouldn't be a surprise with the Lion Gate energy. Again, the Soul Tribe readings might be helpful. But they might be realizing that they need something else in their life, that something is not serving them, something about a relationship. Would be a past relationships, not about this one. And so you're having a heck of an effect on them. I get that the things you've been saying to them is really making them think about their own life in some way. And it's not so much like you're telling them, here's some knowledge that you have. It's just the way that you're interacting with them is making them maybe rethink things. Like maybe they thought, well, fucking, I'm going to be single the rest of my life. And now they're like, I don't know. Maybe they were thinking, I don't really want to be married. And now because of the way you're interacting, they're like, I don't know, maybe I do want to be married. But they're being asked to make a decision now and make a judgment about their own life, about something not serving them, about in some way it's going to draw up something that they maybe deep down always felt, but kind of suppressed. Like maybe they always, in terms of relationship, maybe they always wanted a certain type of relationship, but they never got it, and they just thought like, well, that's stupid. Those relationships don't exist. And maybe when you're coming along, you're kind of, this is what's resonating with me, they're going, well, God, could I have been wrong about that? They might be thinking like, well, I've only had 3 relationships, or I've only had 10 relationships, and there's, 4.5 billion men and 4.5 billion women on the planet now, almost, right? So really, can I make a judgment about all relationships from 10 or 30 or 50? No, probably not. Also, because probably you're just pulling in your own karma, your own projections over and over and over. So you could do 1 million relationships, and if you don't make the judgment and make the big change and align yourself with your path, they're just going to keep pulling in things that confirm to you their relations are no good or something like that, no? So now, 7 of Wands. This is you once you're in the relationship, responding to your person. Let me see your person here. 4 of Cups. This is them responding to you. This is not good, guys. I'm looking at the Knight of Swords and Judgment. I see this interaction. I think all that stands. But once you're in the relationship, you're triggering each other. And this kind of makes sense. I told you this can be a little harsh, Knight of Swords. And so it's kind of turning your person off. That's what it is. And what's turning them off is I think they see you as being kind of combative, okay? Being a little too hard. I mean, it comes to mind looking at this. Maybe take it down a notch, Taurus, and cut them a little slack. Also, though, the 7 of Wands is almost always the righteous defense of your castles. This has got to be boundaries. It's just boundaries. And you're setting boundaries with them, and they're not happy about it. Let me clarify your 7 of Wands. The Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups. To go from the Knight of Swords to the Knight of Cups, and now, unlike the Knight of Swords, this Knight is looking right at the relationship. I think you're coming in hard and controlling. You're really kind of trying to take control of them. And I told you about it, but they're listening to what you're saying, and they're getting that, I get it, there's something to what you're saying, but they're really not feeling the way you're saying it. That's how I'm going to read this. This isn't lost yet, but if this is your reading, you need to think about this, okay? It very well could be because of some past thing. Remember, this Knight of Swords is looking into the past. And when I see the Knight of Swords energy in this position of where you're at in terms of the relationship or their position of in the relationship, whether it looks to the past or not, if it was their card, they'd be looking at the reading. But either way, it tends to be a harsh energy that's usually from the past, and it's kind of like us coming into a relationship with a chip on our shoulder. And lots of times we don't want to admit it, but you got a chip on your shoulder, and you're sending them kind of mixed messages. You're like, I really love you, and I'm all into you, but you better da-da-da, or you better not da-da-da. And they are not responding well to that. In fact, you're just turning them off. I mean, you could lose them right now. You might have already lost them. Let's see. 3 of Wands. This is your advice from Spirit. Guys, I gotta say exactly what I'm saying. The 3 of Wands here is lighten the fuck up. Lighten up. Okay? You can't win a relationship, That's very clear message from Spirit. It's not about waiting for your ships to come in. Not here. This is about lighten up. 7 of Wands is not light. 7 of Wands is defending the castle. 7 of Wands is like, bring it, bitch. Yeah, oh, I got you. 3 of Wands is like having a good time, lighten up. Allowing yourself just to breathe and allowing yourself to be easy. Which is good advice anyway. Now your person's advice is the 2 of Pentacles. I like it so far. Now we're going to get advice from Spirit, and we're going to get the outcome. But with the Two of Pentacles as advice for your person, I kind of see this still as the relationship's hanging in there, because your person's getting advice to remain balanced and kind of to remain centered and remain grounded. And it's a little bit like doing your own thing. That Two of Pentacles, and it does here represent a choice. It is a choice card, so, and it is here. And I think their Spirit's telling them they need to make a decision about you and about this relationship. Now your advice is to lighten up. So, advice from Spirit in this reading. If you take this advice, right now, I got a good feeling about it, you could turn all this around. Because they're in a position right now of kind of holding tight. They're doing them. They're trying to keep themselves balanced. Trying to get some exercise in, get enough sleep, go to work, and make sure they do what they need to do. And that's their advice, is to keep doing that, to focus on that, focus on themselves here. Now let's see what your advice is from Spirit in terms of the relationship as a whole. Page of Cups. Okay, guys, let's see. He's looking at the Two of Pentacles. Okay, this is for you. I got to tell you, Taurus, lighten up and show them some love, okay? This Knight of Cups, I told you, you're giving them the mixed message. So it's like, this is kind of like tone it down a bit with the Page of Cups and meet their energy here in a very loving, and you could kind of say this is a little more submissive. Now, I don't mean 50 Shades of Grey bullshit. No, not that's bullshit, but it is. But, nothing against bondage, but no, this is like a submissive in love. This is like, to me, this is like saying, listen, I think you need to do this. This is like, I am really sorry that I hammered you and I came on so strong and I was so directive and it was trying to tell you what to do and control you and everything. But I realize it's from my past shit and the stuff I went for, and I was projecting on you. And I just want to start. I want to start over, and I want to tell you that I love you. I really love you, and I really want to start this over. Yeah, you're looking right at him. Two of Wands. Wow. And there's a decision to be made. I'm tempted to leave this Two of Wands and not clarify. I'm thinking right now, because there's a decision being made, and I think it's being made by your person. Your advice is the Three of Wands, and now you have the outcome of the Two of Wands. There's no way to look at the outcome of a heart spread with the Two of Wands. There has to be a decision made, an action has to be taken. I told you, this is hanging by a thread, and it's all going to come down to the way you handle this, I believe. It's all going to come down to the way you handle this Page of Cups, which is, I want to start over, I love you, and it's an apology, I'm sorry. If this doesn't resonate with you, well, still check out the Soul Tribe read. Okay? It's for the middle of August here, and the Three of Pentacles. Wow. I get the feeling like this relationship is saved by a thread, by a spider's thread. Really comes down to how you handle this. And if you don't want to do this, then just save everybody trouble and just move on. Because the ultimate outcome is the Three of Pentacles. It's one of the best cards in the deck. This is doing the good work. This is cooperation. And it's real cooperation. And look, their advice is the Two of Pentacles, and the outcome is the Three of Pentacles. You can change this Two of Pentacles energy of I'm not sure, and I'm just trying to do me and keep my head above water and not get emotionally swamped, be grounded. And you can take that energy and put it into both of you working together to make this relationship happen and make it gel and make it work. It's cooperation. And I think what that's saying, guys, I'm sorry, Taurus, I'm kind of hammering you. Fuck it, this is what's here. It's like there's a long way between the Seven of Wands and the Three of Pentacles. This is you being directive, you trying to control things, and this is working together. And I just think if you soften up and you realize that, what have they done to really deserve the energy you're bringing to them? Because you're bringing them this past energy is what it is. And they must really love you, or they wouldn't have hung in this long, honestly. So I think you can save this, but you know what it's going to take? Work. This is the work cards, no getting out of it. This is not a relationship where you're just going to fall into it in la-la land and be totally cool. You guys have to work at it a little bit now. And kind of like digging yourself out of a hole. But definitely could work. It's all up to you, Taurus. It's all up to you. Please let me know. Let me know a month from now how it's going. That's what I want to know. Thank you, guys.